rest of the world.
Oh man, did we miss out on the Sasuke
Yeah,
dinosaur discussion?
that's weird. Wow, the fucking stream itself has prevented me from flashbanging people with Itachi and Naruto and Kakashi and Naruto having butt sex in the same story.
Okay, wait,
Truly,
back
mankind
now.
has suffered just such a loss today.
Hang on.
What?
I don't know what's going on here. Oh
What?
well. Stream's back on Twitch now, but Discord's saying you're just normal online.
Okay, well, Discord's drunk and can go fuck itself.
Look, your stream, Discord knew your stream was such cancer that when I clicked it, it closed the program earlier.
That's pretty good.
Discord was just like, nah. I'm not letting you go here, bro.
Firestorm. Sometimes people leave and then they come back different. People change.
Do they?
Maybe people will tell you why they changed. But thing is, people don't realize person telling you story is different from one experienced it. They are dead, killed by war, so much lost to wind. I know you what I'm talking about, don't you, Minato? Is everyone okay?
Literally what?
Okay, Sneaky's artistic license, like, sort of kicked in about halfway through that summary.
Little bit. But, I mean, it kind of deserved it with how many periods they were using.
Yeah, man, you can actually, like, combine some of these sentences for a way smoother flow. Sneaky's not wrong. There are a lot of periods for things that could have actually been really eloquent.
The best part is the one part that I thought was the most ridiculous is the part that I just read completely straight and didn't change at all. They are dead, killed by war.
Okay.
Yeah, so is this going to be like a Kushina and Minato thing, or is this just a Minato
I
thing?
have no idea what the hell's going on here. Alright, so let's see what this story is going on. Minato Namikaze took interest in every single one of his ninja. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
Did you just flashbang yourself?
Yeah, I just read ahead because I was like, is this going to be even an interesting story? And the story's just like, boom, flashbang, shoved directly in the mouth. So, if he was asked about it, he would smile bright and wide, saying it's why he became Hokage, to see the progress of every single ninja. My dudes, use some fucking periods. Jesus Christ, did you use up your period allotment? See their strengths and improve their weaknesses.
He apparently used all of them for the summary.
Yeah, the real
every
reason
single
was
one of them
similar,
was used up in
more
the
cynical.
summary.
To find spies and traitors, he would have to know every single one of his ninja like the back of his hand. The motivation behind that was pride and patriotism. He was too smart, too good to let someone lie to his face. So whenever he got the chance, he would meet with people and they would talk to him, and sometimes they would go home or they would never be seen again.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not a pattern that people would notice.
Yeah, that seems a bit arbitrary, lads.
The group he was most interested in was the reincarnators, as they were called. People who claimed to be isekai'd from another world.
Wait. Hang on,
what?
is that actually in there?
No. You can see why I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
No, to be fair, they used a different word.
I'm sorry, I need about 10 seconds for this ad roll to finish.
They did use a different word.
Yes, they use a different word, but it doesn't change the fucking statement. Oh yeah, I called that seagull a blooper, but it's
migrates. What the f-
Yeah, it's a
It's
reincarnator.
Transmigration, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reincarnator.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
that. I just like
Yeah,
Sneaky picked a better word.
yeah.
No, he did.
I
I
thought
thought
you were. I thought you were surprised that like them making Minato out to be how the fandom likes to bash Dumbledore, making him like this evil.
Oh no, no, no! I'm talking more about the suddenly isekai.
Alright, so Isekai is canon to this AU.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
apparently, multiple people have been isekai'd. Apparently, Minato thought it was ridiculous that a mortal could make a world by accident. Wait, what?
What?
Whoa!
What?
What? Where the fuck did that come from?
Oh, these must all be like people who isekai'd from Earth and were like, I'm a huge Naruto fan. You don't know what that means yet.
Oh, so so the okay. So
Yeah.
the author is retarded and doesn't know how English works.
No, it sounds more like Minato
Put it
thinks
in
that
my
these people think that Kishimoto literally created the world.
N-
That doesn't.
No,
That's what it sounds like.
No, because what he says is Minato thought the idea was ridiculous that a mortal could make a world by accident, and all of those brought back to life had been privy to the story.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
If
just
that's
worded
what
it
it's
in a
supposed to
weird
mean,
way.
if that's what it's supposed to mean, it is worded fucking horribly.
Oh, it's worded poorly, I'll agree, but it's
Yeah,
what
no,
it sounds like.
Yeah, this is 100% a world where like all these.
Oh, see,
All
I
these
thought what he was
reincarnations.
saying was that, well, someone could make up a world, like they come back to life and they're like, guys, oh yeah, I was totally on this weird place called Earth, and they had like skyscrapers made of steel and cardboard.
Oh,
And then a bunch of people also came back to life and all said the same thing, and he was like,
no, this is definitely saying like Kishimoto made the story and he doesn't like it.
okay.
But I think the more interesting thing here is that there's a group of these people who survived long enough in this world to find each other and have these discussions.
That's also true. Very interesting.
Or at least Minato has come across many of them, and enough of them to get the consistent story.
Yeah.
Okay, but the group of
Yeah.
when you use this particular terminology the way he is, it's implying that
Also,
this
who
is
the
a group
fuck
that
is
knows
coming
each
back to
other.
life? How? How? Because like, I mean, it's one thing if it was like, all right, yeah, so like these people, they're being reborn in this world, and they all just claim this backstory that's wild and ridiculous. That's one thing, but the author is saying that everyone who experienced living in Earth was someone who was previously dead on this planet, but then they got brought back to life by someone on this planet with
Huh?
all of their experiences from Earth.
That does not sound like what it said he said.
Well, yeah. And all of those brought back to life were privy to the story. That's literally what he said. It's-
Yeah, I think he means everyone who was reincarnated here was privy to it. Again, shit wording, but I don't think the author is quite that fucking retarded.
I guess.
I think Sneaky's just had a long day at work.
Well, no, it's because there's literally a resurrection technique.
Yeah, and I get that could be where the confusion comes from. I mean,
Yeah.
it's theoretically possible.
Honestly, saying calling them transmigrates instead of like reincarnations definitely muddles this. He should have just used the word reincarnation.
Well, that's because transmigration has been coming up here recently more and more often as a
Yeah,
replacement
okay.
for isekai and
Well, no,
some.
it's not a replacement for isekai. It's just a different way of an isekai occurring.
They want to
Problem.
sound cool.
Oh, they sound
Yeah.
cool, yes, but transmigration is you didn't die, you just got transplanted. Whereas
Yeah,
reincarnation is
yeah,
you fucking died.
yeah,
Enjoy your new life.
yeah.
Well, you can also say that transmigration is what happens when someone dies and reincarnates somewhere that
No,
they
you can't.
did
They are
not.
two very different words.
Yeah.
You are absolutely
Yeah,
stretching
no,
this as far
specifically
as you can.
transmigration is quite literally like it's saying they migrated there, as in they willingly moved there, or I guess unwillingly moved there, I suppose, but I don't know really how you would manage that.
I think it's
All right, Miriam says transmigration, intransitive verb of the soul to pass at death from one body or being to another. That's literally reincarnation.
All right. Okay. I mean, I guess everyone's just retarded today.
Reincarnation, the act of reincarnating, the state of being reincarnated.
Everybody took the
new
stupid
basic forms of
pills.
life.
It's quite literally the same fucking word. It's just being used in a different context.
Yeah, exactly.
I fucking hate everything. I fucking hate authors.
You know
I
what?
fucking hate these people.
You know what? I'm gonna blame the definition of the soul. I'm just gonna blame that on the isekai. That's probably a
Yeah.
very old definition, because I'm also looking at the one that's literally just the term migrate. That's it.
Mhm.
Transmigrate was the transitive verb for migrate.
Mhm.
But that's fallen out of use, because fuck people.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, isekai ruins everything more at 11. Minato runs on logic and ego. Blah blah blah. Yoru Takai, a Tobesku Jonin. He had been Chunin for 3 years until a month ago, where he was promoted based on his tracking abilities. He had sensing capabilities, built himself around identifying and predicting what his foes would do. He was a good addition to any fast-moving squad, and he was promoted to fill a small reserve of tracking ninja the Leaf needed after Iwa's explosive core took out most of it. The effects still felt 4 years later. Sensors avoided the brunt by avoiding the latent explosive chakras, but the Inazuka and Aberame serious losses, enough to make one bloodthirsty clan more reserved and equal in political influence to the typically neutral and personally inclined Yamanakas. So he was promoted without Minato's purview, of course. He trusted his ninja to do work absent of him, though every full Jonin was personally promoted. The kid at 17 had talents, but pales to a full Jonin, and he wouldn't even be compared to tracking a fresh Anbu recruit, lest he embarrass the Leaf Ninja Corps with his relative incompetence. How does Ariel maintain the complexion in the reboot? We're not talking about that.
Oof.
Just shut up. You're banned.
He's not banned.
I know he's not bad. I'm just saying. Discussion finished.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's the sort of conversation we keep for other places and other times.
We're not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, that'll get you banned.
Though, do write that down, sign. Do write that down.
I'm writing it down.
Oh, for that alternate media you guys are never actually going to get around to?
Yes, exactly.
The one we got around to last weekend, yes.
He trusted his ninja to do absent work, blah, 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 blah.
He trusted his ninjas to do absent work.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Takai entered, blah, blah, blah. Minato had great political skills and could analyze a person by simply glancing at them.
Yes, that's ninja. Thank you.
Blah, blah, blah. Fearful face. Yeah, of course fucking this dude is scared shitless being called into the Hokage's office after being promoted. He probably thinks Minato's about to fucking disappear him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's been called into the office of the Hokage, who's been, disappearing folks.
I'd be worried.
Yeah, that seems like... Yo, the boss called you into his office. What? Why?
Oh, fuck, what's
blah,
that?
blah, blah. Student Kakashi was joining, blah, blah, blah. To full potential, blah, blah, blah. I know what you are, though Takai recoiled. What are you talking about? You took an unusual interest in the surrounding events of the Kumori Dosaki, investigating the charges he caused, the events surrounding his death and Hanzo's assassination. Normally, we wouldn't suspect you for anything. It was public knowledge, an interesting topic, but we know the truth. There are others like you, other reincarnators.
Oh, that's a fucking leap in logic. It seems like anybody who did this would be automatically
You
suspect.
showed interest in random historical facts. You are a reincarnator infiltrator. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Others know the story, whatever. The thing is, they are easier to control, easier to use. We convince them to let us train them to help the Leaf and send them on missions. They are powerful tools, since they reveal themselves so easily they are not dangerous. You, on the other hand, manage to not be obvious. It also means I'm not sure if you're truly loyal to the Leaf.
Wait. Hey, are you telling me these motherfuckers are too stupid to not talk about how they reincarnated?
Man, I missed
Yes.
my Game Boy.
Serious?
Yes, I actually genuinely 100% believe this shit. Are you
Oh, yeah.
telling me the average Naruto fan, if they got reincarnated, would be like, oh my god, it's me, Naruto?
You know what?
Dude, you're
And
not
then-
dead. I mean,
And then talk all about Minato and Naruto and all of that? Like, are you telling me, after all of the fans that we have seen on this website, that these dipshits would not just completely blow their cover in a single second because they think it's totally cool and awesome, and they're gonna come in and save the day?
You know what? You make a compelling argument.
So the author doesn't like other isekais and made a story specifically to take the piss out of people writing isekais for Naruto.
I guess, I don't know.
Possibly.
Ugh.
Wait until we find out that this character here that Minato was grilling is his self-insert isekai, though.
That's probably true. Yeah, but you know what? It probably is his self-insert isekai, because you got to keep in mind the author's like, yeah, this guy, despite them knowing what to look for in reincarnators, this dude, he's good. He is so good. He managed to avoid being, given away by literally anything. And the only reason why they even think he's a reincarnator is because his odd historical lookups in the library and the fact that he's shitting bricks right now for no clear reason.
Well, he's shitting
No.
bricks because you're accusing him of stupid shit.
Well, I mean, he's also fitting bricks because this is the office of the Hokage, who occasionally people just disappear after a conversation of tea.
Exactly.
Like, there are several reasons to be shitting your pants in this situation. Being outed as a reincarnation is the least of those worries right now.
It's like, oh my god, the Hokage is going fucking crazy.
I am really curious, though, that Minato's like, oh, well, you lived in another place that wasn't a Leaf. I can't be sure you'll be loyal. It's like, wait. What?
bro, I lived in New York. You got nothing to worry about.
It's like, yeah, I grew up in New York City, bro. Man, I don't think you got nothing to worry about from me.
Honestly, if anything, that should just be an extra thing of like, listen, alright, it's stupid, it's cliche, but New Yorkers really are like, you fuck with one of us, you do fuck with all. We get to fuck with each other, you all don't get to do that. If anything, that should entrench it a little more. It's like, listen, I'm Leaf.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's just really weird, yeah. It's just so fucking weird.
Minato,
Yeah,
I came from a dark place called Chicago. Let me tell you about this.
Oh damn.
oh no.
Oh man, he's coming out with that new jutsu. It's called the Glock 19.
Don't tempt me.
Rasengan!
Stop.
Excuse you. The jutsu of Chicago is the corruption jutsu. It tells me the exact amount. It allows it's a genjutsu. It lets me know the exact amount of money I need to bribe someone to do what I want them to do.
Indeed.
Super useful.
Grew up
You
in
know
New
what?
Jersey,
That
salt the
would
lands.
actually
Indeed.
be super useful. Donzo would literally kill for that jitsu.
Absolutely.
He would literally kill you for your eyes.
How did you acquire this jutsu? Well, okay. I will teach it to you. It's not a bloodline. You don't need my eyes or my organs or anything, man.
And proceeds to fucking kill you anyway.
We can't have two people using that same jutsu. It's too dangerous.
Exactly. Oh god.
That's when you that's when you reveal the handy scroll that can be his for a simple 2,000 Rio per month for 12 months.
Oh no!
That you've sold a few dozen times, by the way, so good luck tracking those down.
I just imagine I use it on Itachi and I just blink. That's twice the number of your bingo book, man.
Okay, so
He does have a price.
apparently enough reincarnators showed up over a long enough period of time that Obito was never killed, or killed air quotes.
Okay.
Rin never died. Kakashi never went emo.
Ooh, wait, the Ren thing's near impossible.
Yeah,
Rin
They
never
would
died.
need to be they would need to be a sealing master or prevent the kidnapping, either
Or, Minato would happen to know that Rin was going to be turned into a Jinchuriki bomb and would appear instantly when it happened.
Well, like I said, you either need someone to stop the kidnapping or someone who's a seal master.
Yeah.
I think kidnapping will be easier.
Oh yeah, either way, honestly. So anyway, point being is Ren's alive, Obito's alive, Kakashi's alive, the White Fang may or may not be alive. Naruto's turning 5 years old. Minato and Kushina are still alive. By the way, Minato told the dude to get the fuck out. If you're truly loyal to the Leaf, you'll take this suicide mission where you'll pretend to be a person moving into this random town. And if a stone shinobi shows up, you'll kill them. And if you don't kill them, we kill you.
Wow.
And you have to do this for 3 years.
That boy, that's an ultimatum.
That sounds like a shitty thing to do to people that have, indisputably helped you out and made your situation better.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not. I'm sorry. This is now becoming way too stupid to be Minato Kamikaze.
So anyway, his kunai pulsed, and he was like, alright, time to go. And he arrives in a clearing, and his squad separated as Minato stood in front of a squad of Anbu, the biggest holding a man's hands behind his back. And he was tan, and he was smiling, and he was looking at Minato. What caught his attention was the fire engulfing the city. Oh, the city that he sent the dude to.
Nice.
So apparently this 17-year-old got, like, omega jacked while he was at this town, and, like, grew a lot. And so the Anbu are like, sir, we called because, the whole fucking town's on fire, but also this random dude said you could verify his identity. And Minato looked at him, and he was like, Anyway,
so this is the part where I want Minato to just be like, nope, don't know him.
Yeah, well, he never said he knew him. He just looked at him, and then just said, survey the perimeter, look for other survivors. Didn't say anything else.
He also didn't say kill him.
True, but... Anyway, so they're in the office, and Minato never forgot a face. Takai looked different. He was bigger and confident, and he was fucking jacked as shit. And the smile was genuine. Are we under attack? He's like, no. And if you're wondering about the fire, I did that myself. What? Why would you kill so many innocent people? The entire town was either Iwa plants, allies of Iwa plants, or a minority, so I killed them all.
or a minority. What?
I'm sorry, what?
Bruh, you've gone a little too far down. You've gone
Well,
just a tad too far down Nazi town. Just a tad.
man, I like that we started the night with we should look at war crimes against innocents, and the first story
I
we
told you
actually
we'd
read.
find them. I told you we would find them.
I was like, this one's probably this one might be safe, but it did mention like war changes people. It's like, oh no.
Really, I meant to believe that Iwa had a grip this strong on the town, and you managed to stop them all. I mean, he kind of just set the town on fire. He never said anything about stopping them all. He just set the fucking town on fire with everyone living in it.
Oh no, he might have killed everyone first.
And that's fair. I have gotten stronger, and the majority moved in after my entrance. Gang members who were Genin and Chunin. Minato looked hard. His face betrayed his anger. Okay, fine. Why don't you tell me how it started then, and how you killed all those innocents? They aren't innocents. They're acceptable casualties, Minato.
Oh no, that's a Tanya.
No, that's an
no.
Americanism.
Oh, that.
Excuse you. We at least attempt on Thursdays to limit the civilian casualties.
Oh no, this wasn't me memeing. That's an actual thing that's on reports that the army makes, is how many acceptable casualties were caused during an operation. And acceptable casualties are quite literally everyone who's not a combatant.
And then there's unarmed combatants.
Yes, can't forget these unarmed combatants.
And the militants.
Yeah, we have a lot of really fun ways of saying, yeah, they weren't a threat.
We have a lot of euphemisms.
They weren't a threat, but we had to kill them all anyway because we wanted to be sure.
It works.
So kill them all and let God sort it out?
Yes.
Oh god, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I just remember hearing about how, like, an officer would get drunk and call in an airstrike on an area and then just list everyone as acceptable casualties after he sobered up, and then just, like, would claim he had reports of militants in that area.
Jesus.
Oof.
Yeah, shit was kind of fucked. But, like I said, I don't know if that's true or not, but... It isn't every day you get told by the leader of your village to fuck off and take down a city with minimal intel. Is that what you thought he said?
Yes.
That's interesting. I tried to shift my kit from a guy who chases people to a guy who convinces people to eat his shit and give it 5 stars. I worked out, I had calluses, but I was meant to be, in my plan, a tough kid from a neighboring town who wants to make a name for himself in the criminal underground. So I got fucking jacked as shit to sell the image.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So he became David from the Cyberpunk anime?
Yes.
No, because David replaced 90% of his body to make himself look bigger. Those aren't actually his arms and legs.
I mean, they are now.
Yeah.
They're mechanical. They're not biological.
You know, I never really got this one right. So why do all these people like work out? They replace their arms with cybernetics, but they're still like out there pumping weights.
I think because you had to tune them, probably, or some shit.
Maybe, I guess, yeah.
I mean, that's the excuse I have anytime I do cybernetics. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got to work out a minimum of X amount of time and stress these things and do stress tests.
Oh yeah, whenever you have cybernetics?
In a setting, Sneaky.
And here I was hoping for just I was hoping Sign was just holding out with the good stuff on me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be a
Yeah,
multi-millionaire.
Sign's actually just a fucking shadow runner.
Yeah, that's right.
Has been this whole time. Oh god. I was a tracker nin out of convenience. It was the first thing I was told to do, so I got good at it. I mean,
Fair enough.
that's fair
Good.
enough.
Yeah, you were given in-universe advice, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Escorting people to fights and then telling them where to attack seems like a pretty good job, but that was ignoring the sadistic bastards at CNI. Their jobs allowed them defenses and ease. When you compare cozy cushions and bloodletting to fighting in a war zone, it's obvious which one's better, but I settled. Jesus Christ!
I settled for violence.
I mean, if you were-
What he's saying here is he's going full Tanya with this of like, yeah, well, I would have loved to be a torturer where all I had to do every day was torture defenseless people, but I couldn't get that job, so I settled for the next best thing, which is staying in the back line telling everyone else where to fight.
It fucking works.
Well, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that's like, Jesus Christ, that's that's a little intense, my dude.
A little, yes, but it's great.
My entrance to the city was one of little fanfare. A thug didn't try and take my teeth. A noble wasn't on the run. It was all normal. Blah blah blah. Fear
Why do you mention all this
anxiety.
stupid
I
shit?
got jacked.
Wait, a
blah
thug
blah
didn't
blah.
try to take my teeth? Bro, you must have entered some orc-ass towns.
Well, he must have read a lot of Wushu. So I went into a bar that was smudgy with thugs, and I sat down at the counter. And then they asked me what I was gonna drink, and then I was like, "Oh fuck, who the fuck goes into a bar without wanting to drink?" I don't know, sake? Is that a question? I said no and asked for the drink again. Him, being the nice alcohol dealer he was, handed me a glass of clear liquid. I mean, be more like a little saucepan, saucer.
Dish, a
Yeah,
saucer.
it would be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you order sake, they're just like, all right, cool. Here's your jug. Here's your saucer. So I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I'm pretty sure you pay by the jug or
yeah.
the bottle for
Yeah,
that stuff.
I think it's by the jug.
I've never heard of sake being by the shot, but
It's not by the shot.
I'm sure some
it is in the
weirdo Southerner's
U.S.
tried it.
I believe it started off as by the jug and became that whole traditional thing because it's like, because they have the whole thing of you're never supposed to pour your own drink, and so you're supposed to be drinking with others, so there's the socialization aspect, but it's also the part of like, if they're supposed to be pouring for you, the person you're with is supposed to be pouring for you, they need access to the bottle of alcohol. And they have to pay for the bottle of alcohol before they get given the bottle of alcohol, because otherwise that bottle of alcohol is gone.
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably as good a reason as any.
That's the best I can come up with. This is just pure speculation on my part.
Watch it be completely wrong, and it's just because people were too fucking lazy.
You know
measure out
what?
proper shot.
You never know. I mean, to be fair though, creating saucers instead of shot glasses is
A lot easier.
well, I mean, it's a lot easier in terms of clay usage. It's I wouldn't say it's about the same, but the saucer makes sense if you include the idea that it was supposed to be this communal drinking thing. So you
Well, not
weren't
just that,
supposed to be
remember,
pounding down drink after drink. You're supposed to have like this little tiny saucer of it, effectively.
Yeah.
Listen, clay was the one thing Japan had a fuckload of.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't really matter much if they made a shot glass instead. But a shot glass is for when you want to get drunk or you need to consume alcohol in copious quantities. Saucers would be if you want to slow your intake of alcohol. Because it kind of just looks bad if you fucking drink the whole thing in one go.
Actually, that's kind of what they do sometimes.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, just sling back the whole thing.
Well, I mean, it does decrease the amount of liquid, unless that's a really big fucking saucer. Because the whole, again, communal drinking thing is supposed to be a thing. It's what all the animes tell me.
Okay, that's 45 milliliters in a sake saucer.
We're all waiting.
Shot glass is 1.25 to 1.5 ounces. Convert that shit.
That's what Google's for.
Yeah. $30.
36.9.
All right, so
So yeah, you're actually getting more than a shot's
Then I'm
worth
just
of
wrong.
sake.
that's how it is sometimes. I just fucking, like I said, I'm just talking out my ass. I'm just fucking making theories.
Actually, if you go by the 1.5 size, it's about the same.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah, but that assumes you're chugging the whole saucer all at once. Like,
You're
the other
apparently
thing about a
supposed to
shot
be.
glass is the shot glass encourages you to, well,
Well, the
shot.
saucer apparently is supposed to be chugged all at once. Like I said, it's whatever. I just talked out of my ass, made some, rats, as they call them these days, as the kids
Let's
say.
see. This says sake is supposed to be sipped like you would a glass of tea or fine wine,
See, that's
but
what
you
I
can
thought.
also chug that shit.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I mean, you can chug anything.
Well, yeah, you can chug anything, but it's supposed to be sipped.
So anyway, some random thug started to put their hands on me. I knocked him out in one punch. The next
One
hours
punch!
were
One punch!
his. Iron Chin Fei was a regular at the bar who had never been defeated before.
It sounds like no one ever took a swing at Iron Chin here.
Well, you're gonna have to rename him Glass Chin.
Yeah. If a high-ranking ninja got knocked out by a random genin, people would be suspicious and guess a spy or assassin. But in this bar full of nobodies who gives a shit, the most you'll ever do is get a cheer from everyone else and a toast.
Nice.
So we drank, and I lost a few minutes. What?
At least you got alcohol out of it, I guess, even if this is all very weirdly worded.
Oh, he
Yeah.
got Skyrim drunk.
I guess. Fragmented aspect of intoxicated actions, punctuated flashes
The
of color
fragmented
and
aspect
insanity.
of intoxication sounds like a really minor Daedra.
This person is trying really hard to be purple prosy at times, and then is just also completely incapable of stringing together a coherent sentence.
So you're a typical FFN author. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. I also had a particularly hard-hitting drink with spices mixed with liquor and ice.
You had rum? Or no?
Hello, I am back with a new story. This is taking place in the same world as Rainfall, but I focus on a different character. There aren't going to be many self-inserts in this story. I don't even know if Takai is going to be a self-insert, but he might be. What?
He might bring in his other character.
No, I think he's trying to say original characters.
Wait.
No, because he says Takai might be one. No, he knows what self-insert means.
Maybe he's recruiting SS from other authors? Like people do?
Maybe. I don't know, man. Fucking Zoomer. I'm gonna blame this on the Zoomers. I think this dude is a Zoomer and is just not using the word correctly. I don't know any way else to explain it. Because how do you have multiple self-inserts?
Only if other people are doing the self-inserting.
Yeah, but then it's not a self-insert.
Yeah, then it's an what, a friend insert?
Yeah, then it's like
Yeah.
then it's other things. You can only have one self-insert because there's only one you. I mean, you can have multiple self-inserts if you have multiple authors writing the story, but it's just him. He's not co-op writing with anyone.
Well, I mean, okay, you could have multiple self-inserts if you have multiple self-inserts from different stories all coming into the same story or something like that.
Okay, yes, yeah. It will be a tale of becoming a shinobi rather than what Rainfall was, a tale of shinobi's goal after losing their country. I've decided to use a second-person perspective of the story after thinking on it because of how to believably cheat in a story like this. Have a guy skimp on some of the details. It's really simple. This does, by way, mean Takai is biased narrator. Never trust what he says. Okay, but if he's telling this story to Minato, why is he talking in the second person? Also, this isn't the second person. This is first person.
Does he change it in the next chapter to you?
We'll have to see. Funnily, this story makes you, the reader, Minato.
That's not how that fucking works!
That's not how that works at all. So if you want to have more fun, imagine being him trying to figure out his bullshit. My version of Minato is backed up by evidence, by the kind of ninja Minato would have to have been to survive. So,
I'm sorry, what?
pure ass pull conjecture.
Yeah.
Got it. I believe he is a good person, but he's also a mass murdering dictator.
No, he's literally not a dictator.
Yeah.
I mean, he certainly had the power to be one if he wanted.
Yeah.
But like, the story, Naruto Shippuden didn't give us more than enough Minato screen time to figure out what kind of person he was.
Yeah,
going
he's a...
through the Third War and his time as
I
Hokage.
don't think Minato is harmless or flawless, and to make him that way is a disservice to him.
No one has. I've never seen.
What fucking canon says Minato? What?
What? Minato is.
I think his idea of canon is what the fandom tends to write.
yeah, no, this guy has a kill count higher than a small natural disaster.
Like,
he was world renowned as a disaster.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand. I can understand.
State.
I can understand him going like Minato has he's like Minato has a fairly pleasant character outside of fighting. Like he's not like from what I remember he's like a fairly nice guy.
Yeah, he's a
Like, just
fairly chill guy.
But that's when he's not on effectively not as the Hokage or in ninja mode, you might as well say.
Okay, no, this dude is fucking high. He is writing in first person.
Telling a story to Minato, who is supposed to be the insert for the reader, but he's not pulling it off.
But he's not even writing it in proper first-person storytelling. He's writing it in first-person narrative. So he...
Third person telling a first-person story.
Yeah, he is quite literally writing it as if he's like, you know... He is writing all of the narrative as if he is currently there thinking these things, instead of writing the narrative as if he is retelling Minato the things he was thinking at that time when he was doing something.
Oh, that's even more fucked up.
Yeah, he has got all of the tensing wrong. He's got all the fucking POV wrong. He thinks he's writing in he literally thinks he is writing in the wrong perspective.
Zoomer.
Zoomers. Holy shit. Joined in 2022. Favorite author, Ballbuster Dopo.
What?
Yup. Okay. So this is some big cringe ass shit. Some super edgy, hyper dark Naruto garbage. Okay.
Isn't that most Naruto garbage?
Yeah.
Outside of the porn.
No, that's sir.
That
I
is
think
hyper
you're
dark garbage.
mistaken.
And then Naruto used his body morphing jutsu to give himself a 17-foot penis. Oh, that's
Honestly, that's
a
the tame ones.
That's a legitimate thing I remember seeing in a Naruto story back in like 2014. Is he gave himself like a 6-foot dick, and then he was like, "All right, prostitute that I have now hired, I will now give you a horse clit because it needs to fit my dick in it." Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that stayed with me forever.
That's not how that works.
Well,
It is now.
it's just you just didn't use the jutsu right, apparently.
No.
Ambition drives people like no other force. It is a power almost supernatural. Him having ambition isn't what makes him different. It is what he come from and what he need to do. He is not good man, far from it, but he is good shinobi, legendary one, SIOC, Seal Master, fast pacing with long battles, updated over the course of 1 year, 17 chapters, 55,000 words, 90 follows.
Oh,
Oof.
That's rough. Really rough. Alright, so yeah, now that we've confirmed that this author is just cracked out of his mind, we're gonna move on. Beyond Mask, Naruto True Strength Reveal Summary. I am not good at them, please read.
no.
No. Naruto in Gundam 00 rewrite. Join Naruto as he go
No.
into Gundam
What?
00 and become Gundam Mister.
Whoa, what?
It's Meister, you uncultured author.
Naruto Gundam 00
It's supposed to
crossover.
be Meister, M-E-I-S-T-E-R, and this idiot wrote Mister.
For Gundam 00.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing in Gundam 00. If you pilot a Gundam, you're a Meister.
I don't recall that.
Dude, they say it all the
That-
time.
Yeah,
It's been years since I've seen it.
they iterate it. They reiterate it really often. in the
God,
first
this is
season.
fucking trash. 5 chapters, 3,000 words. It's taken him the past 3-4 months to get that far.
Honestly, I hope they continue to not get far at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, Gundam 00 is not the best Gundam, but it is my favorite.
The maelstrom of UA. Kakashi
Oh,
teleports him into the world of My Hero Academia, which
Oh,
isn't
for a second
so
I was hoping
bad.
we were doing something interesting like Kakashi going to UA.
That would be pretty good. Which isn't so bad because he gets to see a bunch of powers. Only he has to attend the hero college. Okay, so we're auto-aging everyone up, probably because you want to fuck someone. Yeah, Naruto harem. Yep, here we go.
So I
Fight
guess my question
murderous
would be
villains. Yeah.
Can you successfully copy powers with the Sharingan?
No.
No, obviously not.
What the fuck? No.
Assuming we're just making bullshit up here.
You would literally have to retcon the entire source of powers in My Hero Academia to actually be some, like, sort of chakra network that can't be accessed normally without bloodline usage. And even then, the Sharingan literally can't copy bloodlines. Which
Yeah.
would mean for the
But haha,
Sharingan...
funny.
Yes, but which would mean for the Sharingan to copy any of the powers from My Hero Academia, what he would have to do was you would have to change the entire world of My Hero Academia to have literally anyone being capable of learning literally anyone else's power.
Yeah, but why would you bring Kagashi in if not to copy those powers?
So we can go around murdering people and have it be funny.
Nah,
It's Kakashi, the murder hobo.
so normal
You
Kakashi.
know,
Anyway.
You are now in
Man,
conversations with the king.
you know
or
what?
I could stab the king
I
and take
would
his
love
money.
Kakashi to
Why?
be in there, and you get to that final All Might versus All for One. It's like, all right, cool. He beat All for One. Kakashi just comes in with a few kunai, like, all right, let's just make sure this is done.
Stab, stab, stab.
Starts removing body parts.
Wow.
Fights a murderous villain, defy evil organizations, and a bunch of other stuff. Might get crazy, but Naruto will see it through to the end. All he has to go is go beyond plus ultra style Naruto harem and many other pairings.
I'm just gonna walk away for a bit now
Yeah.
and hope it will come back to something horrible.
Yeah.
I can see it now. Kakashi, the holder of One for All.
The Yellow Devil, Naruto Namikaze, a mysterious boy who suddenly appeared in Kuo Town one day after an encounter with the head of the Citri clan, Sona. Wait, sorry, there was a period there, so for some reason it's just like, yeah, Naruto appeared. Also, he just had an encounter with the Citri clan, completely unrelated to the previous sentence.
Why?
Naruto becomes a devil, and her right-hand man being the queen. Wait, doesn't she already have a fucking queen piece? Doesn't it, like,
What she
kick
did.
something?
Yes,
Yeah.
to
Yeah, so she just completely kicked out the fucking Mirror Alice girl? Oh,
Well, she has 2 queen pieces. I don't recall if Tsubaki took 1 or 2.
what the fuck? Why would
Wait,
she
why
have
does
two?
she have two?
I think she has 2. Does she
I
have
don't know,
2?
she does
No,
not
no
have
one's
two.
ever had two, as far as I'm aware. Everyone gets one set of dice, missing the king piece.
Yeah, one set of dice missing the king piece. Yup. That's what they get.
Or set of chess pieces.
Oh no,
during
it's
that
too
line.
rooks.
Yeah.
It's too rooks yet.
Holy shit! No, that would be like. Think about it. That would be so much better, though. That would fit the devils way more. Yeah, I gotta reincarnate you. Let me roll my d20 on you. Oh yeah, nat 20.
No,
Perfect
sneaky,
reincarnation.
sneaky. All right, so I'm gonna reincarnate you. So first, we're gonna roll the d20, see what you end up with race-wise. Then, because I am high enough level here, we're gonna re-roll them stats. 4d. Unfortunately for you, my DM's a dick. It's 3d6 in order, baby.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
A fallen angel would have than a devil anyway, though.
Honestly, I would think. I mean, Brave Saint cards. I mean, I guess sort of fits.
I mean, they've got cards for the angels. They've got chess pieces for the devils. Why not dice for the fallen angels?
I mean, yeah, I guess fine. I don't know. I just feel like devils with chess pieces. It just doesn't really fit the whole chaotic destruction motif that devils typically.
Yeah, but not these devils. These devils are your friendly, lewd devils, not your evil, destroy all the things devils. Our devils are different.
Yes.
Would you say they're built different?
Okay.
They're different.
But what I'm trying to say though is as far as I'm aware, canonically the power of imagination can't actually create anything. That's the one limitation on it, because devils aren't supposed to be able to create. Because it's been a long fucking time.
I don't think they technically created the evil peace system out of their own magic. I think they...
No, they didn't. They chopped up some giant obsidian rock. My point is that the devil's nature, despite whatever the fuck you want to say about blah blah blah, friendly whatever, I don't fucking care. My point is the devil's nature leans more towards chaotic and destruction, and I feel like rolling dice to reincarnate people would be fucking hilarious and fit them better.
That would be way more fun.
That would absolutely be fun and hilarious.
Alright, so I have the option of using my D2, my D4, my D6, or my D8 on you. I already used my D20 on my right-hand man. He rolled an 18, so that went pretty well. I think I'm gonna use my D4 on you.
No, Sneaky. Give them the option of they can trade in the D2 for a D100.
That's worse.
Joker piece!
I'm aware.
Anyway.
But think about that. Alright, you know what? I like ya, but you don't seem real useful, so we're gonna swap this D2 for the D100. Pulls out a ball. The what?
Let's roll! Chaos magic table.
No, whenever you pull out the D100, it gives you an oversized roulette wheel just to make sure you can actually roll it correctly.
Ooh, sorry. It looks like we've rolled... You're getting reincarnated into a cheese golem.
Oh, Buddha.
Alright, let's roll the D8 cheese table for the cheese you'll be reincarnated into.
No, Sneaky. There's definitely a D100 cheese table.
Just roll a second D100.
The D100 cheese table is also a part of the deck of cheese.
The deck of mini cheese.
The deck of mini cheese.
A favorite among monkeys everywhere.
Oh, I'm gonna have to mention that the Faceless now. He has to torture them now.
If a DM gives me a deck of many things, you bet your ass I will pull on that deck.
I still remember to the great hilarity of the entire fucking last session of that one campaign I had, where the DM's just like, fuck it, it's the last session. Yes, your dumb barbarian ape pulls out this orb, and it's the orb of many things. I'm like, alright, awesome, great. First roll, it's Wish. I wish I knew how this orb worked.
No.
And then TM's just like, okay. Alright.
I mean, it's in character.
Well played. And then so I just start shooting beams of energy, which are really just the deck of many things effects. At the boss, and I accidentally take all the clothes off one of my allies by de-existing every non-magic item they owned.
Oh no!
I love how we had that same boss said, you don't, I think it was either him or Faceless said, that unless you have an anti-demon weapon, you can't kill me, and then you rolled an anti-demon weapon.
Yes, that's what happened. So I roll. So he's like, oh, well, he's a demon, and he can't die. He'll just come back. And I'm like, okay. I use the orb, and I roll the thing where it gives me a magic item. And the magic item I roll was a fucking anti-demon blade.
Awesome! Well, I guess we're doing this.
This wasn't the DM fudging it. He showed us the loot table, and he's just like, I don't know how.
The
the
dice
heart of
love
the-
us
it's
when
like-
we go full.
It's like the
meme.
heart of the cards. It's the heart of the orb.
And so quite literally, this giant anti-demon blade appears in front of my barbarian giant ape. Who, very important to note here, I was not an awakened animal. I was actually just a giant ape that got smart enough that it learned how to fight.
Oh no.
It's glorious.
So the key difference here is that I was still a giant ape, and I wanted things because they were shiny, not because I knew they were valuable.
Listen, I think one of my favorite things that a DM ever did was he let someone make a character that was an awakened animal under one condition. They were awakened by an evil druid who flowers for Algernon them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
The other great moments are like the time the giant ape decided that bad guy is in front of him, and bad guy is on moving train car, and train car go clack clack, but if lift train car doesn't go clack clack anymore.
So you derailed the train.
I derailed a train. Successfully, because I rolled multiple d20s on my strength check with a +5, and then I got another, I got another +5 because of a bunch of, stuff I had for racials. So, yeah.
It happens.
The DM was not ready for me to do that, and that's exactly why I did it.
Faceless is never ready for anything you pull.
Faceless is alright, here's the encounter, guys, and I'm just like, oh boy. Time to take this encounter in the exact opposite direction he thought it was gonna go.
He's gonna start putting in anti-sneaky measures one day.
He's
You
tried.
think that's actually possible, but Sneaky's just gonna find a way around it.
He's tried, okay?
I mean,
He's
really,
tried.
the way to stop Sneaky is just to turn the campaign into only war. He can't munchkin if he has to roll up a character between every single death.
That's what
You assume I die.
The dice
mean-
love Sneaky.
This is true.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
speaking of which, Sneaky, there is in fact a humble sale going on right now
Yeah.
for every Dark Heresy book and the Horus Heresy books and the Only War books. So I'm probably going to get that.
Alright, go for it, yeah. So anyway,
So, what I was going to say was
Yeah.
the actually helpful Inquisitor shitpost can now begin.
oh, okay, yeah, we can roll that. Yeah, I'm down for that.
I can actually play Dark Heresy. I'm down.
Let me be clear. We need Max to be on in this one, because the only way it works is if Max is playing this straight as the actually helpful
Oh no,
Inquisitor.
yeah, no, Max absolutely has to be the overly helpful Inquisitor. Yeah.
Wouldn't he start as an interrogator though?
You know what? That's fair. But
Yeah.
either way, he'll be the helpful Inquisitor, and everybody's like, "Why is I'm trying so hard to be nice."
Yeah. All right. Anyway, together, along with the rest of the peerage, they aim to genocide the fallen angels.
Hey, what?
That
We went from one war crime section to another.
that escalated. Holy shit. What? Yeah, so Naruto just showed up one day, and then he became Sona's queen, and now they're on a adventure to genocide an entire species. Oh.
They do realize Akano is, half fallen.
Yeah, that, I mean, one drop.
Well, it may be a case of they'll spare Akano because she hates fallen anyway.
Oh, I see. So because she gives up the fallen...
She's kind of self-hating that way.
She's a good fallen.
Yes.
No, because she's not a dead one.
Oh no.
She's one of the good ones, you see. She's not one of them.
How many
Sona.
fucking can
No. This is the way it works. Sona, will kill you last.
Soda will kill.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's
mean
right.
Akano.
One
You're the
drop.
funny guy.
Soda had one drop.
Not Sona Akano.
No, that's what I'm saying. Soda had one drop.
Sona had one drop. Oh no.
We cannot suffer the fallen to live. One drop.
You see, Sona, you have one drop in you. So if you let me exsanguinate you completely and then resurrect you, you should be fine.
We must remove the impure blood within you.
That is literally how devils work. You could resurrect her as a devil after killing her.
The devil's work is never done. One more drop.
But she's already a devil. Doesn't matter. She gets an evil piece.
She must become more pure of a devil.
She's a double devil.
It's the only way for you to achieve your true status as a demon is to accept someone else's evil piece. Of course, then I can be the purest of the demons.
Oh God.
Meanwhile, what's the guy who's gonna marry her? Phoenix? Whatever.
That's Rias.
It's Rias.
Yeah. Just over there. I can't believe this is gonna fucking work.
I don't know why I didn't think of this.
This is so stupid. It might just fucking work.
Along with finding something between the two. Wait, what? Together, they will genocide the fallen angels and then find something between the two. Okay, wait, they're finding love. So, what the author is trying to say is they're gonna fuck.
Yes. And then they fucked.
Lemons and gore. Okay, I have to make the review.
Do you?
As long as you don't have your lemon while you're having your gore.
All
Then
right.
we no problem.
I posted the review. The review says one drop.
It's okay. They'll never understand it.
They won't. Chosen. Abandoned. Oh, I thought it was abandoned. Apparently it's not abandoned. It's part of the summary.
Damn.
Abandoned, betrayed, unloved. These are the things that happen to one Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, and that's why he actually has... Yeah, Naruto is so unloved, he has both his parents' names.
That's not...
That's not how that works.
No.
He once had a family, then he lost it. He once had a dog, then he lost it.
Okay, John Wick.
No, he once had a dog, and then the villagers beat it to death.
That's typical for Naruto fanfic.
Naruto using this ancient weapon he found.
I found this ancient weapon. It's a gun. Who let you roll that on the loot table?
Fred.
Fred, you're not DMing anymore on weekends.
So speaking of guns, they finally caved, and in the new 1 D&D, which again, so they caved on a lot of parts for D&D. They revealed that 5e is not going to be 5e anymore. It's going to be 1 D&D. So they're they're not going forward with 5.5. They're not going forward with 6th edition. They're going to live edit 5e now.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's
Effectively,
the thing.
You could technically just play any version of 5e then.
You could, but only if you had the physical books, because all of the other versions are going to be removed.
Oh, of
Or
course.
you just have a, PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, as I just said, if you have the books. Anyway, now that Nose is done being a dipshit,
You said books, physical books.
I didn't say physical books.
Oh
I
my
said
God,
the books.
Let's not get on this.
You're the one getting on this.
I'm not gonna be. Okay, fine, whatever.
So on top of that, they are purging all half species from the player bestiary.
Wait, what? Why?
Yep.
Why?
No more half elves. No more half orcs. No more half.
So that's gonna be changed.
Yes,
Oh,
well,
okay.
because you see, race mixing is bad.
It's. I was gonna say it's their wokeism.
That's what I just said.
No.
Race mixing is bad.
What? Is it because it's like, oh, it's just rape? Is that why?
I have no
Okay.
idea.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna go out on a limb here.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
there were a bunch of elves going around.
Oh, you don't know that.
Raping a bunch of humans. I don't.
You
I
don't know
think
that.
one was happening.
There are a bunch of humans going around fucking a bunch of elves, though.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
but
as I was saying,
Thing.
yeah, race mixing is now banned. Based Wizards of the Coast, I guess.
But halves elves are fun. they're
Yeah,
done
but they don't exist anymore.
This may be a case of them going, oh, well, no one race is better than another, so there's no point to actually having the half-seas, because then we would have to make stats that imply one is better than the other.
Possibly.
Except the whole point
Goliaths
of
and
the-
orcs are now. Oh no, that's what it is actually. He said it weirdly, but he was onto something. Because there is no more plus or minus stats for being one race or the other. There's no point in having half orcs or half elves because the whole
Other
point
than
of
the
that.
fun and flavor of half things.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah. But race mixing is bad. This increases diversity.
No, it doesn't.
No.
You're removing diversity. Why are you coming up with this like weird way of saying it?
What
That's
do you mean?
not what they. I don't think that's what they actually said, is it?
No, of course. If they came
Look,
out and
I have
actually
to-
said
I have to
race
ask,
mixing is
alright?
bad, then I
No.
would literally eat my hat live on stream.
I was asking if they were saying we didn't want to infer anything with these half races.
No.
because I have to fucking ask.
What you don't understand is that part of the woke culture is never acknowledging anything. So you just remove the half elves and half orcs, and you just don't talk about it. They're gone now. Don't question it. Also, Goliaths and orcs are now base races. The Wizards of the Coast virtual tabletop will be made in the Unreal Engine 5. With its
I don't
own
mind that.
dedicated, instead of being inside a web browser, it'll have its own application that'll be available for download. Key points will be called spirit points because we don't want them to be Asian anymore.
What?
This is actually a quote.
Could you
Really?
please,
Yes.
please give me that?
The quote is specifically to make monks feel less Asian.
But that literally. Oof.
And no, to be fair, we also had monks in Europe.
Yeah, but did we have punch monks? Actually, no, we probably did. It was the German Empire.
Yes.
Well, not that kind. We had monks who carried axes and hammers, not monks who punch things.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
okay.
to be fair, a
D&D
lot of monks in
also do
D&D
that,
can
though,
do
like-
that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. It is D&D, and they're not actually.
I feel like they're more called paladins and clerics now.
No, there's an entire list of monk weapons and what counts as a monk weapon.
Yeah, they're like.
And I was talking more about the
Some-
archetype of a fucking monk using a sword or an axe.
They also wanted to add more non-European and non-Asianic subclasses and flavors. to-
Okay, I feel like this is all contradictory.
Yes.
Yes.
So what European did they add?
I don't know. They just haven't announced it yet. This was just a
can
general
you-
announcement of plans in the future. Yeah, it's the
I feel like that half races is going to get ignored.
yeah,
And
just
the
look up
player base is going to
the
be like, oh no. Anyway, here's my
look up
half
the
elf.
Creator Summit from Wizards of the Coast that they just launched. Other key points here is guns are now part of the base weapon table. And
No, I mean to be fair,
Pretty much everyone and their mother used some kind of homebrew.
yeah.
well, not
and
just that,
it's also
but more
garbage.
importantly, what was the?
Oh
what was
no,
the,
what did they do to guns?
They've
Critical
always been
Role.
garbage.
Critical Role
fuck
kind
Critical
of
Role.
like sailed that ship.
Fuck
Yeah,
Adventure
fair.
Coast. Fuck all of the people that influenced how guns operate in D&D. Fuck everyone, because
No,
guns.
hang on,
It is
dude,
no.
Wizards of the Coast was Critical Role was just using the Pathfinder rules. So like,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Fuck everyone involved in this. It's so fucking stupid. Guns have less range than a bow, do less damage than a bow, have to
What?
reload longer than a bow, and have a misfire property that allows them to critically fail on a 1, causing you damage.
My
Dude,
brother in Christ, these are black powder.
why would you ever not use a bow if you've made guns this shit?
Yeah, it's literally inferior to a bow in every single way.
That seems like a good way to just make people go, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna use homebrew anyway.
That is
Yeah.
quite literally the point. And one of the creators for D&D came out and said the reason why guns don't work, stop asking us, no, we're never putting them in, which, I mean, they ended up doing that, was because the god of the forge cursed black powder to be lame.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's the literal
dumb. You
canon
could've just
reason
had
they
it
originally came
be-
up with, yeah.
You could have just had it be, there's way more magic in the world, and magic doesn't make you explode, so you can just use magic.
My dude, what the fuck do you think black powder actually does?
In D&D?
Like, have you ever
or-
seen a gun that uses black powder fire? It doesn't
Yes.
explode your hand.
I was saying the magic doesn't explode your hand.
Neither does the black powder gun.
Yes, no, that was my point. Like, oh, you just have magic. You can just use magic. It's not like magic's gonna kill you. Like,
And
in
what
others,
if I can't use magic?
well, then use a fucking bow or something else, or you can hire someone that does use magic.
Why wouldn't I use a gun?
Bows take like 10 years worth of training compared to about a week's worth of training with a gun when
Literally.
you deploy them. This is why everyone moved to fucking black powder weapons, even though you had to reload the motherfuckers between every shot.
And it could take up to a minute.
Yeah, and it could take up to a minute because it was so much better. This is where the volley fucking
volley fire.
I mean, I don't know.
fire.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask a question because I'm not super well versed in like the deep fucking Dungeons and Dragons lore because I don't care. Fucking is black powder? How much is black powder used in traditional D&D?
Not at
Like-
all.
It's not.
It's not.
Like, is it even around? Because like that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, dude,
No.
dude, guns were around 120 years before rapiers were. If you include rapiers in your medieval fantasy game, I'm sorry, but guns are there.
Yeah, you had to include muskets at the very least.
I mean, I also would like that because haha, funny gun line.
Like, the thing
But-
is with guns, they're super easy to balance. If they have a whole fucking turn to reload, just make them do more damage. They have a bigger range. They don't have a crit chance or something. I don't fucking know. Like,
Bullshit, they don't have a crit chance.
mean, honestly, I would rather
I'm just
have-
saying, like, this is...
I would
it
actually be
is
fine with lower
so
ranges or
easy.
less accurate at different ranges.
Uh,
Because it's okay. Look, you can say shit about rifles. I'm sorry. You can say shit about muskets. They definitely didn't have rifled fucking barrels.
yeah, they did. The rifled musket is a thing.
Yeah.
That is
No,
literally.
no. Okay, rifled muskets took a very long time to get.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. They took a
Uh,
very long time to come into existence.
Okay. Yes. But also, at the same time, we have actual anecdotal data from the Civil War in where one of the northern generals said that he wasn't worried about the South's unrifled muskets because it's not like they could shoot him this far away, and he said this before he was shot from 800 yards.
The Springfield Model 1855 was the first rifled musket, and it was accurate effective out to 300 yards, very accurate up to 100 yards.
That's why I
That's
said you get a penalty to shoot. You can still override that penalty with maybe a bonus you might have,
And
like being
aim
able to
action.
be accurate and practice.
You would basically use all the damn bow feats for it, except you'd rename them just for this.
Yeah, you would rename them just for rifles.
Yeah, exactly. Well, rifles.
Well,
the whole-
like some of them you wouldn't
shotguns.
have to rename, like close quarter. What's the one for? Well, they got rid of that.
Close firing. They got rid of it?
Yeah, you no longer have penalties for shooting into combat or for shooting.
That's so dumb.
That's
You don't-
dumb.
Penalty for shooting within 5 yards?
Nope,
No.
they got rid of that.
Also feet, not yards, but
No, that was within 5. It was within
no, it was the listen. The penalty was
Bro, if you
was
had a penalty for
5
shooting within
feet.
5 yards, that's fucking nuts.
Why are we talking about math and feet and yards?
Because
Because
fucking-
D&D announced they were going to be adding guns into the actual game now instead of having to rely on homebrew. And
And
my
was it
complaint
dumb?
was always that the homebrew has always been fucking garbage for the guns because everyone's been relying on older versions of the guns from previous versions
I
of
mean,
other
really,
games.
What
And
you could
my complaint was that the guns always fucking sucked because they always had less range than the bows. They had less they had penalties of using them compared to the bows, and they did less damage than the bows. And there was literally, and it punished you for using them as well if you rolled a 1. And so there was literally no reason to use guns, and it was the dumbest shit ever when guns just completely blow bows out of the water and even crossbows out of the water. And they should have just balanced the gun to do more damage, but having some sort of like reloading penalty to them. Like, oh yeah, it takes 2 fucking turns to reload it instead.
Listen,
Yeah,
all
like
they needed to
every
do was
good
not let
homebrew.
you use all the fucking reload feats.
Yeah, that's that too.
No,
Which
because-
incidentally, those were one of the worst things that they ever introduced in the game because,
Yeah.
oh, let me make the crossbow, whose disadvantage is supposed to be a loading time.
Yeah.
Let me negate it completely. So now it's just a bow with more range and more damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that-
was so dumb. It's the dumbest shit ever. I fucking hate this shit. Ranged, just non-magic in general gets ass sucked in all of the most recent tabletops. It just baffles me beyond belief. I don't know how the fuck these people can just unbalance the shit so bad and not realize it for so long. And I mean, it's just obvious what it is at the end of the day. It's that they didn't play the melee classes. They just played the fucking magic classes for D&D, and then they joined up with doing D&D. And so the entire group of D&D devs is now people that never played D&D in their lives and don't know what D&D even is, even though they're working on it. And a group of people who only played D&D as the magic classes because they like feeling like they had the biggest dick in the campus. And that's why you can see shit like the druid being absolutely beyond crazy broken. And they're actually fixing that in 6e or 1D&D, where the fuck they're calling it now. They're actually fixing that, and druids are being nerfed into the ground where they belong.
Oof. Yeah, but
So
local man is angry at druids.
linear fighters, quadratic wizards has always been a thing.
Well, yeah, and it's completely understandable and completely fair. And what was supposed to bridge the gap between the two was the magic items chart, where the fighter could get some really cool kick-ass +10 sword that had like Vorpal and fire and returning and throwing and all these different wild enchantments on it to make it made it a blast to still use. So yeah, even though you still weren't doing as much damage as the wizard, you were still having fun.
You were
And-
still relevant.
And then they fucking removed all the magic items in the game, and they made 5e the magicless item game. Oh, what? You +1 to armor? We don't even have a drop table for that.
here's the thing. I understood what they were doing when they wanted to reduce some of the magic item spam. I got it. I really did. I was like, you know what? Yes. Listen, our people like Jarlaxle funny where I have a magic item on literally every square inch of my body, yes. Does that get annoying for the DM? Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
totally
honestly, the
understandable.
attunement system sort of makes sense. You can only really have 3 magic items on you. Cool.
That's fucking dumb.
It is very dumb.
I
I
have.
mean, it was a way to balance it. I feel like you could
Here's the
probably
thing.
do other
I
things
don't
with it.
mind the existence of the attunement system. I would prefer a higher limit. I like forcing
no, that's-
people to make a decision on what they're going to use.
all of them.
I mean, honestly, the other part here is that this shit was easily balanced. Your party's getting too strong? Stop giving them magic items.
No, but my players all want magic items.
Then roll a higher CR. Fuck's sake, it's not hard.
It really
No.
isn't hard. It is.
Well, the issue is with
It's like, my players have the gold to afford the magic items, so they show up in the city, and what's that? The enchanters and blacksmiths are all out at an enchanter and blacksmith conference in a secret society, and they can't
Damn, they're
produce
on
any magic
strike?
items. Wow. Like,
Oh,
I
I'm gonna
guess we'll have to come
I'm
back
gonna roll
later.
a blacksmith character and make all the magic items for my party. It says I can on this chart. Like
I-
this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Except that chart doesn't exist, and I mean, yeah, you sort of can as a wizard. You can just fucking fabricate magic items out of your ass.
Yeah, but you.
But back
jump
in the
levels
day,
into it.
yeah, well, back in the day though, creating a magic item actually was like a major chunk of your experience points.
Yeah, it was retarded. Like, all right, you want a magic item? You're gonna lose levels and gold and materials, and oh my fuck, it was not worth it.
I don't think you could actually lose levels. I think you just went into XP debt.
That depends on the DM. I've had several where they go, okay, this will de-level you.
Okay, I mean
That-
Well,
that's
again,
fair.
this is the
Yeah.
other problem
Like-
with D&D.
Like making magic items was
You're-
supposed to suck. It was not supposed to be like crippling.
Right, no, and yes, but I'm also remembering the SRD, where I do remember several instances of the SRD explicitly laying out that while you will lose this experience, you will not lose any levels. So that's just the DMs being petty assholes, which I mean, you know,
Some DMs are like that.
yeah, well, I'm very well aware of that. Yeah, Anne's played with that one before. Oh, what's that? You made a character that is, doesn't like my friend's character? Well, I'm gonna teleport you to the big bad. What's that? You keep beating every single roll I throw at you to try and kill you? Well, I'm just gonna remove you from the game now, and you have to sit there and watch as my friend beats up the Hydra.
What about
I
me,
hate
the
it.
guy who just got kind of pulled along? Fuck you too.
Yeah, I hate DMs like that. If you don't want to roll the fucking game, tell everyone to fuck off.
He's the one that invited everyone.
Well, if you're not doing it right, then your players need to
Yeah,
tell you
but
to fuck
you
off.
see, the point of inviting everyone to the one shot was so we could all be amazed by his friend and his absolutely munchkinning fucking skills.
And if you outshone his friend, then you had to go.
It wasn't even outshining his friend. Quite literally, the
It was just if
scenario.
you didn't play along.
So we killed all these bandits, and we were searching the bandit corpses, and I rolled a really high roll on, like investigating the bandits, but not on like getting the loot. But his friend just happened to get the one piece of loot that was very important to it all, and because of my roll, I knew what it did, and then his friend used the meta knowledge of the DM telling me what it did to try and use it on me because it's a teleport crystal. And he was trying to use it on me, so I took it from him and used it on him instead. But then the DM's like, oh, well, technically, because you were the one that threw it, that means it activates on you, not on him, even though you hit him with it, because he fucking like rolled like a 1 on his reflex save to dodge it. Yeah,
By the way,
that's right.
this was my first experience with this DM.
Yeah.
I was excited because I was like, yeah, I haven't played Pathfinder in forever. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to play. It's going to be great. I had made a character and I was excited. I was ready to go.
Didn't fucking
And I'm
happen.
just sitting here listening and I'm like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah,
This isn't at the end.
so
I
yeah,
know.
even no, it's not the end. No.
no.
So even though I succeeded my accuracy throw, he also gave his friend a reflex
I want to
save
point
to
out,
dodge it.
this is an old ass man with real old ass man rules.
Yeah.
Like significant
really
dexterity
funny.
negatives.
Yeah, you don't get a dodge roll against somebody throwing something at you. That does not happen.
Yeah, he gave him a dodge roll anyway.
No.
He also failed it, so it still hit him, and it's still activated. And he's like, "Oh well, actually, even though the thing he was gonna do to you, you just did to him. Actually, it works on you instead. Anyway, because I said so." And so he teleports us into this dungeon of bandits.
And more specifically, I was like, well, okay, well, my character's just gonna grab on. My character's gonna grab on because I was told what it was.
Yeah, and
Not meta knowledge, by the way.
Yeah.
Specifically told.
Yeah, our characters were, I was this old man who was like, that actually is a pretty decent wizard, but not pretty decent sorcerer, but not like amazing, but he's okay. But he was really old, so he hired Atin's character to, be,
Who
there.
was just a cavalier.
Just a nice generic Cavaliers.
And he really didn't. But anyway,
No, the CM did not. By the way, he let us have one magic item. So my magic item was one of the obsidian statuettes, just so that I could have a horse all the time that I didn't have to feed. Because I won't fuck with this. First room we get into, it's acid. Your horse falls in acid and disappears.
Yeah, it was.
Because he didn't want to deal with mounted combat.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get teleported into the bandit room, and it's filled with all these quote-unquote elite-looking bandits and this one super bandit boss, which he revealed to us in a moment of anger. He revealed to us that the bandit was level 35 or something, 32.
Yeah, it was like an amalgamation of bandit classes.
That's some horse shit.
Yeah, and he was like level 32 or some shit. But the thing is he never looked at my character sheet, and I had plus 18 to diplomacy.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I rolled a nat 20 plus a plus 18 with diplomacy, and he's just looking at my 38, and he's like, I can't beat that. So
Which I want to point out, the one thing this DM did correctly, was correctly using the diplomacy table, which was that this guy was not inherently hostile to us, other than that we showed up in his house unannounced.
Yeah, and so basically my character managed to convince the Bandit King that he was a harmless old man, and that he had simply dropped this shard in his shop because he sells magic items in his shop, and he was putting it away after an adventurer sold it to him, and he dropped it because he's an old, feeble old man, and you have to understand he's really old. I mean, like, actually...
And the concerned bodyguard who was shop security, had rushed over to help him.
Yeah, actually, he's really old. He's like a 92-year-old human with a normal human lifespan. He is really fucking old. So, my character's like, I was just putting it away, and it dropped, and now I'm here. Please, can I go back to my shop? I'm just a harmless old man. And my roll was so high that by the table's rules for diplomacy, the Bandit King had no reason to deny him that.
Well, no, more specifically, what it was he properly used the table where, right, it's like, okay, right, we were like, is he hostile to us? It's like, well, he's threatening to kill you. Okay, but like, is he hostile to us? Because if someone just randomly showed up in my secret in the secret section of my house, I would be pretty upset too.
But
it's like, well, no. And so it's like, okay, so we just want to succeed on the diplomacy check. We want to move him up the track one from hostile
yeah, but
to
we
non-hostile.
succeeded in a versus check by 15, which means we moved up like 2 or 3 tracks, which means he actually was like amiable to letting us go.
Yeah.
And so he let us go, and then we just had to sit there for the rest of the session watching as his friend fought the Hydra.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, it was
Alone
really dumb.
somehow this man was 1v1ing a Hydra.
Yeah, as a psychic monk or some shit. Yeah, it was really fucking dumb. It was so lame. So the second one shot we did with him, I actually got to use the combat applications of my really old man sorcerer mage, where I was like, okay, yeah, so I have a 120-foot radius, accelerated, extended cast, enhanced, meta magic fireball. I can cast 5 of these per day. It does 120 damage in fire that can't be resisted. It's got a 120-foot radius, and I can shoot it 200 feet. And it
So you
applies
want
a
just the
burn.
Munchkin.
And it applies several levels of burn, which was just great as well.
My personal favorite
I had
was
6
that
HP.
my
Yeah,
personal
Sneaky in this
favorite was
analogy, for the only war analogy, which is where he would have to reroll characters, is a fucking artilleryman.
my personal favorite was when we were facing a number of relatively low level enemies, and it was like, boy, these guys look pretty clumsy. And so you were just, what's the meta magic? You're like, luckily I have, and what's the meta magic for extended area?
Oh yeah, it's just widen.
Yeah, widened grease.
Yeah,
What?
widened grease.
Oh,
Fireball.
no.
Well, no, that doesn't work.
Yes, it
but
does.
It was just widened grease.
No, setting grease on fire is part of my Cliff Cleese Mana
Oh
Crazy
yeah,
Sneeze build.
part of
Yeah.
Cleese's
So
shtick.
the
yeah,
important part of that was that you caught magical fire. If you got hit by magical grease, you were magically greased. And if you caught on fire through a fire spell's effect, you caught on magical fire, but you also caught on normal fire. These were 2 separate effects.
both of them did it. Both of them did what? Was it like a D6 per round, 2d6 per round, something like that?
Yeah, and then my class boosted it to like max damage plus 5 per round. It was great.
Well, no, it was no, it wasn't max damage, but it was just you added bonus damage equal to your charisma modifier, which because you were an old ass man using the old ass man rules meant your charisma modifier was like
plus
6.
12.
Damn.
It was so dumb.
Take damage. Just take damage.
So anyway, yeah, we're on a ship, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I cast this super mega hyper blast fireball, because like the other people that were about to come kill us were also on this wood ship, and so I was like, yeah, I just nuke the ship, and the DM's like,
You didn't have a plan for your players nuking something?
No, he did. So he pulls out this special character sheet he created called the Anti-Wizard Sheet, and it's this special amalgam class of ranger, fighter, and like arcane archer or some shit that lets him guarantee a crit on anything within 200 feet on the first attack. And the crit is guaranteed to do max damage times like 4 times the unit's level. It's really stupid shit, and I'm kind of just sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me? And so basically he one-shots my character.
I mean, to be fair, he countered your Munchkin with an Ultra Munchkin.
Yeah, but it's not what you're supposed to do as a DM.
It's not.
No.
But yeah, so then after that, the ship suddenly was actually not on a ship, and it wasn't a ship anymore. It was actually a dock ship now, and actually, the pirates were actually coming from the forest that the pier was next to, that we were just
So you
randomly
changed
docked to.
everything.
Yeah, and also then Atin just randomly fell inside the water trying to rescue me, and then the DM drowned him.
The guy in half plate. By the way, no, you can't get out of your armor, even though you have the feat for quick armor donning. No, you can't pass a swim check to save you. In fairness to the DM, not being able to pass a swim check to save my life was just real shit luck.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah,
I was
No,
gonna
I
say,
mean-
but did he just say no to your swim check?
No, I just kept failing the swim checks.
he did.
Okay. That's different.
Like I said, in fairness to the DM, I just couldn't pass a swim check to save my life. Literally.
But it was still really stupid.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So that was the last time I ever played with him. That was the last time.
It was also the last time I got to play second to last time I got to play D&D with Sneaky. There was technically one other time, but that didn't last long.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see what else we got here. Naruto is reborn into One Piece, and then he ate the devil fruit and is now stronger than everyone. Okay.
No.
Naruto in Criminal Minds. Shisui nearly dies and then wakes up in the hospital, except he woke up on Earth and he's being monitored by the government, and they want to mold him and turn him into a super spy assassin.
I mean,
What?
if they knew anything about him, sure. He's an Uchiha.
Right,
Though,
but
technically, being Shisui, that he's already a super spy assassin.
yeah, but I'm more confused as to how the US government thinks they can stop a man who can run faster than a car. Yeah.
You don't. Or, hypnotize you with his eyes.
Yeah, that too. The Fox and his Goddess of Love, a Naruto God of War crossover. After the fall of Olympus and Kratos has his revenge. Period. Aphrodite saw no point in staying in her world, and so she left her world. And she went to the Naruto world, and now Naruto is her champion, and his name is Naruto. Godlike Naruto, Naruto has sex with Aphrodite.
Okay, but no, if they could just leave their world, she would have done that a long time ago.
Yep.
She would have been like, I'm gonna find me some new dicks.
Yeah.
The Crimson Hero by Pinkie Pie 122894.
Oh god.
I can't help but wonder that looks a lot like a birth date.
Oh, I'm more worried about the Pinkie Pie.
Oh. Yeah.
It's a horse fucker, isn't it?
Maybe. Being transported to another world while fighting Sasuke, Naruchan finds herself in a world of heroes and villains and ends up finding herself in a new path of heroes and villains and begins her journey to become a hero or villain under the guidance of her new teacher and the #1 hero, All Might. Female Naruto tries to fix Shigaraki with sex.
I can fix him.
That's a thing. Alright. Sure. Oh hey, it's everyone's favorite bitch, Neon Zangetsu, is here to give us another story he'll never finish. Far from home, for thousands of years, I was sleeping inside of the ice. I paid my dues and I played my part. I fought and I lost. Now I will rest inside of this ice. That was their promise to me. They all lied. I am awake again, trapped in a world I don't recognize. This can't be real. This must be a dream. Because if it isn't, then I am far from home. A Naruto times Penny ? Naruto times harem story. 17 chapters, 94,000 words, updated over the course of the past 3 years. I am really, really, really not encouraged by the character listed cast list of Naruto, Penny, Winter, and Willow.
Why?
Because one of those is mother and daughter.
Oh, you caught on, yes. They're both legal.
Doesn't make it less weird.
Nobody said it didn't make it less weird, Sneaky.
Naruto is a girl, and Transformers are here to save her after Orochimaru puts the 5-prong seal on her. She was actually a reincarnation of the Spider Transformer from Beast Wars.
What?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
yeah.
What was her name?
Arachnite?
Arachnid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
The Shinobi Fortune Hunter. Naruto was found by Nathan Drake as a baby, saving him from being trapped in a magical seal for all of eternity. As Nathan was chosen to be the bearer of Naruto, Nathan is still mourning the air quotes death of his brother, and so he adopts Naruto to raise him well and protect him from men that would hurt him and his grandfather, Victor Sullivan, down. Those are words. From the ashes we arise. In the Second Shinobi War, the fateful week the Uzumaki made their last stand, they made a crucial decision to make sure the Uzumaki bloodline survived. He tasked his youngest son to protect his grandson and heir of the Uzumaki clan, Hikaru, but nothing goes as planned as they teleport themselves into My Hero Academia. Self-insert OC, inheritor of the Uzumaki clan.
Understandable.
No. Naruto and the Grand War Master. The fifth Fuyuki Grail War turns into Fate Apocrypha
No.
as everything gets really dramatic. Yeah.
No.
Sasuke goes to World of Frozen. Summary. Okay.
You stay away from Elsa and Anna?
The fairy that has no wings. Naruto fairy tale crossover. As a fallen star cannot return to heaven, a fairy that doesn't have wings cannot fly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Watch as Naruto is reborn again and becomes the armored war dog, the Azure Knight. Yes, Naruto, infamous for his warhawk tendencies and genocidal preferences. Yeah, okay. But how can he be brave when he has PTSD? How can he be strong if he can't overcome the curse? Soul Calibur and Fate Apocrypha crossover included in
No.
the story.
Fuck off.
Ugh.
Why? Why?
You were already pushing it to stupid levels with Fairy Tail. You went. Oh,
Soul Calibur and Apocrypha, why? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna end the night with this one.
Thank you.
You think
Thank
I'm her
fuck.
kid. Kazuma finds himself in the world of Naruto because Wiz's magic took him there, and he somehow turned into a 7-year-old with all of his skills. Yeah,
what?
and Kazuma, yeah, he's gonna die. He dies within the first 5 seconds. Kazuma's attitude even in the Leaf Village would immediately make people suspicious. And then doing any of his skills that involve stealing or turning invisible as a fucking 7-year-old would see him kidnapped and tortured into loving the Leaf Village and then brainwashed into being an ultimate assassin shinobi.
Well, that's a good point to end the night on, I think.
I hate authors so much. You know, and I will make a comment about something on your server sign before we close out the
Oh
night here.
no.
No, it's nothing bad. I don't have an issue with if there's a canon that makes shit really fucking dumb and hard to write. Like if there's a canon saying that only the big bad's weapon of anti-hero swordness can ever hurt the hero, and otherwise he's invincible. And you're trying to write literally anything besides canon, I'm all right with ignoring that rule. I'm fine
This is
with
about
that.
the fucking MGE post, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about the MG post.
That's what it has to be.
But my point though is this: like if canon prevents you from writing anything besides canon, and you really want to write a story, I'm tentatively all right with it. But I mean, obviously, people take that shit so far sometimes because it's just like, oh yeah, you know, this ninja war happened and all of these people died. And then you're like, well, that prevents me from writing a story about all these people in the 4th Ninja War. So I'll just make it that none of these people died. It's fanfiction, anything can happen. And that's where I draw the line, you know? It's like,
There is a time to disregard canon. Like,
Yeah.
okay, your
Yeah.
example here with people didn't die. Okay, well, maybe they didn't hit this village, or maybe there were survivors, or maybe some people escaped, etc., and so forth. You got so many options you could take for something like that.
Sure,
There's
but
a
at
line-
the same time, though, is if you're going to have characters that were dead by the time canon started, not be dead by the time canon started, and then you're like, oh, well, canon happened the exact same way despite all of these characters who should be dead that would have massively impacted the plot if they weren't dead. They're alive now, but they still don't impact the plot. It's like, no, fuck off.
No, you obviously have to do your world building in such a way that allows it.
Yeah, sure. But I'm just talking about, like, in Naruto, say, in theory, like, Minato and Kushina don't die on the night Naruto is born, right? You know, for whatever reason, insert your reason here. He never had to use the dead demon seal, and they sealed him normally with the 8 trigrams, and then they got a healer to them and right away, and they both survived. Okay, great, fantastic. This Naruto isn't going to be raised in an orphanage, beaten by the villagers and raped by his you know, fucking ramen chef every day or some shit. Like the
Jesus!
you know, the shit that fucking these authors put in there, where it's just like, oh yeah, Naruto, yeah, every single day that ends in a Y, the shinobi of the village gang up on him and stab him to death, and then he wakes up the next day perfectly fine. And by the way, that's actually a legitimate thing we saw one time.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before.
And, you know, like, so that sort of shit ain't going to be happening to him. He's going to be growing up in a fairly loving family, all things considered. with, you know, a decent amount of village fame, because Minato will actually be around and he'll be like, oh, okay, guys, so I'm gonna roll nat 20 on my charisma here and just explain to everyone how Naruto is keeping the beast at bay and how we should all be thankful for him and his sacrifice to suffer the beast's wrath in place of us, so he can keep the village safe and all that. And so yeah, Naruto is not gonna get fucking beat raped by the villagers every single day. You know, he's gonna grow up in an actual house with an actual family. And I'm sorry, but that's gonna change his motivations and his ideas a little bit, his personality a little bit.
A little.
No, yeah, a little, because in the end, he came out as a very upbeat and hopeful child who was very naive and wanted to be the Hokage because of popularity reasons. I mean, now you can make him want to be the Hokage because his dad was, and he wants to, like, make his dad proud or some shit. So you still have the Hokage motivation there. But, you know,
Yeah, you still have some of his dreams and goals, but for
Yeah.
entirely different motivations.
Exactly. But, you know, more importantly, this isn't going to be a Naruto showing up to the academy not knowing how to even throw a punch because, oh, well, his parents are still alive and they'll obviously McFucking teach him. You know, you have to make account for that. Like, you can't just have Naruto show up and be like literal John tier in complete ineptness still. Like that you are just like, if you are going to ignore canon, my stipulation is you at least have to consider what changes that would make then to the story if you're going to ignore canon. You know?
Yeah. But authors are fucking dumb.
No, of course authors are fucking dumb. They just want their perfect little story with their perfect little idea of how everything needs to go, and just completely ignore not even saying realism, just completely ignore literally everything that gets in their way of making that happen. Doesn't even have to be realism. Just basic cause and effect. But yeah, anyway. So, you know, come back around, everyone. There will be having another podcast on Friday at 7 p.m., as we normally do. Because there's always more, and it always gets worse.